Hi guys, welcome back to the channel for a very different video here at Surbiton Raceway. We were the first to arrive at the track, and it had actually snowed the previous night. Whilst the track had mostly melted, I found out in the second corner that actually the back straight was still sheet ice. And on the slick tyres, we stood no chance. So we wait for recovery until a lovely marshal arrives and tells me,
right, it's icy up here, mate.
Yeah, I've just noticed.
before pushing me back onto the track. Well, trying to anyway. Got to get yourself off of the grass. There's a dip in the grass here. And we're round again. This video was filmed, I think, 2018, possibly 2019 in January. More likely 2019, thinking about it. This was down, I used to live down in southwest London where this track is located, just off the A3 by Tolworth. And yeah, we eventually got ourselves going again. So I ran a youth group at this point, and I'd taken them go-karting. So there's myself and one other leader, and then 3 of our young lads enjoying themselves. Some of them even going for the very first time. This was 2 15-minute sessions. I've compressed both videos into, or both sessions into this one video, I should say. But as time progressed, I got more and more confident with what I could and couldn't do. And it was very, very difficult. As long as you kept momentum going, you generally were okay. But the back straight on this track was a nice long straight normally, and yeah, the sun hadn't got to it, nothing had melted, and as soon as you get here, there's grip again. Well, some grip, the track's still wet obviously, and you just need to keep it nice and slow and hope that you don't approach 3 stationary carts. Now the one in the middle here actually does a fantastic job of getting themselves free, as I very slowly keep myself moving, give them a nudge in the right direction, and get us going again. Unfortunately, he then goes out to spin out on the next corner as well, but we won't go into that one just yet. So yeah, this is a fun track. I normally, in the dry, I think in the past I've done a 26 second lap, something like that. I can't actually remember, to be honest. And it was okay as long as you didn't get cocky and say things like, it's alright once you get going, and do a little pirouette. All good though, kept myself going. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. And then as you get a bit more confidence built up, you start running into the understeer on the wet bit of the track. Now I know the track reasonably well, as I've done several sessions prior to this, but not in these conditions. As I've run wide, I've moved that tyre about 1.5 foot there. And I had tried to free myself, and I was pretty pleased when the marshal came along and struggled to move me as well there. But eventually, we get ourselves back on track, and you just had to floor it, hold it straight, and hope it would find some grip to get some momentum going. And again, once you had that momentum, it was fine. So as I've now got a feel for it, let's see what we can actually do for a lap time. So let's start that timer and see what we do. Backed off ever so slightly because obviously the marshals are still there, but I'm still fighting the wheel all the way along this straight. It is not wanting to go in a straight line, and I've not quite slowed down enough for this, so I have found some understeer. It's just not going, but I managed to catch it, and we're on to the grippy part again. Through the right-hander, through the chicane, and that's our lap done on a 45-second lap. And as we come around the top corner again, oops, I've just hit, that was the other leader of the group. I've just managed to hit him as I've got no way of stopping, no way of avoiding him having been pushed back out in front of me. Marshals have seen us, we're all good, we're all safe. They were ready to jump out of the way. This marshal, less so, as he decided to start crossing, changed his mind. I ran a little bit wide but found some grip on the very outside there, just before running off. So we're all good again. Back round for another lap now, and we've got two carts in front, one going very slowly and the other one going slightly slower. And I've just got a nice run, almost sideways as we're passing him there. And again, look at me fighting the wheel, look how much I'm having to fight to keep it in a straight line along here. Found a slightly tighter line through that time, but I had to go really slowly on the straights and that didn't quite work. I've spotted the marshals and I'm slowing right down. This is actually the end of this first session now, I believe. So the guy in front is the other leader of the group, but I'm the one with overall responsibility. I've signed for the young guys to be out, but doesn't stop us having a little bit of fun as we come into the pits for the end of the first session. Now if you watch very carefully, you'll just about see a blue pickup truck driving onto the track. They ran the pickup truck around the track several times, particularly along the back straight, just to try and melt the ice a bit whilst we waited between our two sessions. I had a good chat with the marshal as well that was there. He enjoyed it just as much as we did.
You got more grip.
It was all fun. He saw me spin, but he's got more grip because he's got that extra weight in there. So back out for session number 2, and you can see they've been out with the leaf blower, trying to melt some of that ice. They've done a very good job, to be fair, and the sun is now starting to just about break through the trees and melt some more. So yeah, they did a good job of clearing that out for those. We waited, I think we were waiting in the pits for about 10 or 15 minutes. They didn't have anyone else out on track in that time, there was no other session booked. And yeah, they did a fantastic job, made it ready and safer for us to go back out again. So again, we've got this leader in front of us and one of the kids. So let's see. Yep, we'll take a dive up the inside and we'll start that lap timer, see how much they've improved this track. Still trying to find my way around, fighting the grip. One-handed along this back straight purely because it was actually easier to keep control of the cart with the one hand at the time, fighting it to keep it straight on that ice. And then back to two hands as soon as we're into the wet grip again. I say wet grip, wet track, bit grippier, but you're not fighting it to keep it straight. So we've improved by 4.5 seconds. Not bad. And yeah, definitely got quicker. And as you can see, as long as you kept that speed up down the back straight, you were good, but you had to be able to get it slowed down for this corner. This was the nightmare corner now. They'd fixed that first, they fixed what is turn 2, and it's turn 3 that's become the new issue. And as the sun came out again, helped to dry up all the rain, they brought out the leaf blower, and we'll run that timer again and see if we can get any quicker at this point. This was a few laps later on, and as you can see, it has started melting quite merrily away there. Nicely past that cart, nice and clean. Almost into the tyres at the end there with nowhere else really to go. A 38.8, we've improved again by a few more seconds. As one cart spins out of the way for me there, very kind of them, I've come caught up back to the other leader again, and one of the kids. as he nearly spins out into the marshals. I give him a little help there and a little nudge, and you see how badly the car reacts to it. And then I've overcooked it. As I've got cocky and I've said goodbye, I've overcooked it going into here. Fabulous style. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, the wheel has just hooked onto the edge of the asphalt there. So I've got no choice but to wait for the marshal to come and push me over the lip. I will try and visit this track again and hopefully in the dry and see what my lap times actually were. I can't remember, they were around a 26-second lap. So I'm free now. We'll do a couple more laps to get myself back in the groove and try and catch our other leader again. But let's run the timer for another lap. Keeping it steady still around here because of the marshals. Still trying to melt a particular one spot of ice there that would not go. Making sure I get it slowed for this corner. Start turning in fairly early because it's going to understeer. Ready to catch the slide. And then onto the wet bit of track that was just easy to drive on. Comparatively anyway. So only a small improvement, half a second there, as I run wide through turn 1. But as you can see, I've caught the carts again. And no doubt I'm going to get cocky as I pass. And something's going to go wrong. So we'll just keep rolling this and see what happens. Bit of a slide through turn 3. Sit and wait patiently. We've got one of the young ones in front of us, so we need to behave. And I've just seen the marshal with the checkered flag. And just in front of the other leader. So now it's just time to go round slowly. What I thought would be nicely following in. Until I get that lovely tap from the back. So I give him a brake check into this one as he pushes me around a bit. Good bit of fun, as one of the carts actually spun out in front of us on the in lap. So he then decides to pass me, and I give him a nice big push into the pits. Now it's time to behave as the marshals are there. Thanks for watching. Cheers.